Hey guys, what's up? It is Grizly here, and today I'm just going to run you down the build for my new deck, which is Victor Heartstriker. Now, I am just giving this guy a try. I'm not sure if, this is going to be the long haul guy, but I did have, I am pretty confident in this deck build. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to run you through my deck build real quick, and after that, we are going to go on the maiden voyage of the deck. So this is going to be a bit of a long video, but if you want, you can just skip ahead, and I'll try and post the time that the video or that the actual game starts in the comments down below. So, or in the description. So here we go. So starting out, we have Victor Heartstriker, who I really like as a champion. The one thing I like probably about him most is that he has the ability to reduce those really tough cards like Aeon Stormcaller and Armored Sandworm down to 1 health with no fuss. And considering those are two of my biggest pet peeves are those two cards and other cards like them. This, I think, will be a really good fit. So, we start out with 4 Dirk Sabers, and those are just good base level starting monsters. Cost 2, it's a 2/2 with Ambush, so it's a good monster to start out with. Moving up, we get 4 Puin Bloodhelms, which is the same deal, just 4 starting monsters. Good base monsters to sort of fill the cannon fodder, fill that void, and build the foundations for my army. Then we have 3 Erica Shadowhunters. One of my favorite cards in the game, a cost 5, 4/3 with Stealth. It is absolutely amazing, this card, in my opinion. And if you can avoid getting it crippled by a card like Crippling Blow or Captured Prey, it can be just an absolute devastating force. Then we have 3 Raven Wildhearts, which are my big monsters, my big tough guys. Cost 5, it's a 3/6, and when it attacks, it reduces an enemy monster to 0 health, or a 0 attack power, so, or when it deals damage to that monster, so it's pretty brutal. We then have 4 Aeon Storm, or Aldon the Braves, and those are just to give me some attack power buff, and it's a good consistent card to keep in the deck. Then we have 3 Priest of the Lights, which are another solid low-cost card that I like having around, followed up by 3 Armored Sandworms, which are another power monster, and then we get into the other cards. So we have 2 Poison Arrows, which are just, good for getting rid of those monsters that I don't like. We have 4 Flaming Arrows, which, again, good for sniping out tougher monsters that I don't want to deal with, or if I don't have an army to speak of. Then we have 3 Death Traps. Really fun using traps to get rid of opposing allies. I mean, usually they won't play their strongest monsters when they see you have a trap on the field, but it forces them to get a cannon fodder monster out first, so it works out. Then we have 3 Into the Forest cards, which are great for keeping myself hidden and stopping like an army from attacking me for a couple turns, or 1 turn apiece. Then we have Surprise Attack, which is an attachment to add to a monster. Now, I wish I had more than 1, but it does add ambush to any monster, and it is an attachment. And whenever I deal combat damage with that ally, I will draw a card. Then we get into 2 Net Traps, which are just, good for again, disabling monsters and taking them out. Then we have 3 Cover of Night cards to protect my allies, so that they can't be attacked. And then 3 Wrath of the Forest cards, which is my draw engine. And then a Golden Catar, which is just, a nice, solid defense card to put on me, since it doesn't lose any durability when I defend with it. So it's good to stick on me to deter weaker allies from attacking me and whittle down that attack force. So that is my deck. I know it has flaws. Now we're going to go on the maiden voyage. And for any of you guys who know what it's like to build a deck and take it out for the first time, I am probably going to get my ass kicked. So here we go. Alright, so I'm against a Majaya. So both of these characters are built around creature sniping, so it's going to be interesting to see what I can come up with. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get any of my Puin Bloodhelm or Aldon the Brave cards, so I am going to ditch one of my Armored Sandworms and end my turn. It sucks to have to get rid of one of my Armored Sandworms, but the thing is that I still have 1 Armored Sandworm, I have my Aldon the Brave, I have a Flaming Arrow and Death Trap for sniping his monsters, and I have an Into the Forest, which I really want to hold on to in case I need it. You know, I never want a ton of really high-cost monsters, because, I mean, it's nice having really high-cost monsters, but the thing is that if that's all you have, and you don't have enough to play them, you're kind of screwed. So another turn with no monsters, that sucks. That actually is really rough, because it means I'm going to have to get rid of... I'm actually going to get rid of my Into the Forest, because I think Cover of Night could be more useful. And end my turn. And the problem is that Majaya will probably get out a monster this turn, and I didn't get either my Hue and Bloodhelm or my Dirk Saber to you know, start my attack force. So that really, really sucks for me. She got out of Carnivore. Another Cover of Night. I am getting hammered by these bad draws, to be honest with you. Now, what I can do is play Aldon the Brave, and he should be able to stand toe-to-toe to Carnivore unless she has something sneaky hidden in her hand up there. But I can always use Flaming Arrow to kill that thing pretty easily. So we'll see what she can do. Not a strong start to the game for me. Really not excited about this. We'll see what she manages to pull off. Yeah. Okay, so she throws down a Bad Wolf. And actually, Carnivore going straight for my Victor Heartstriker. What an interesting decision. That's actually fascinating to me. And the reason I say that is because I was sure he was going to weaken my Aldon the Brave, but he chose not to. What I'm actually going to get rid of now is... I'm debating Death Trap or Cover of Night. I'm actually going to get rid of Cover of Night because right now I've only got the one ally, Armored Sandworm, I usually don't have to worry about. And I really want to be able to play Flaming Arrow. So what I'm going to do is play Flaming Arrow and use it to snipe Bad Wolf. And just go ahead and attack with Aldon. Actually, you know what? I'm going to attack Carnivore. Shit, I really screwed up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attack Carnivore. The problem is that what I didn't think about was that Bad Wolf gains a health each turn, so he's going to neutralize that lose-gain health thing. And Majaya has enough shadow energy now to snipe me, or to snipe my Aldon with that 4 damage. So what she's going to do is she's going to reduce Aldon to 1 health with that and then attack with Bad Wolf. And I didn't think about that. And that was pretty big oversight on my part. I really didn't plan that out well. Yeah, not at all. Deathmage Thaddeus comes out. She won't even have to use her snipe there. So that is just absolutely brutal. Really big failure on my part. This is not a fault of the deck. That's just me being really stupid. So now what I need to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of Net Trap. Now what I need to do is get out my Armored Sandworm. That is absolutely the biggest focus of what I need to do right this second. And what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to use Victor Heartstriker to reduce Bad Wolf to 1 health and hope that he loses a health from the fire damage before he gains it from his ability. So let's frickin' hope, because if not, I am screwed. I'm not sure if that's going to work. We'll see. And I get my Flaming Arrow card back, so that is going to be a big help. And we'll see. And, nah, damn it. It doesn't work that way. That sucks. Oh, man, that is so brutal. That is really, really rough, unfortunately. So what I'm going to have to do is use the attack from my Armored Sandworm to smack Bad Wolf. And unfortunately, he will get off 1 damage. That Shadow Knight's going to be really rough, but what I will do is I will use Flaming Arrow on that Shadow Knight. And actually, he is going straight for me. I think he's actually just going to go for a quick finish. Which is, you know, not surprising. He's taking me down pretty quickly here. So, let's see. I have to do something. Actually, that could do it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of Death Trap. And the thing is that it's just the least useful card for me, because I really do need to get Wrath of the Forest down, but it can wait. So first thing I'm going to do is play my Aldon the Brave, and that is going to buff the attack power of my Armored Sandworm, which is mucho helpful. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Flaming Arrow to weaken Shadow Knight, actually. And now he's down to 2 health. He will get 1 more attack off, and that is going to be pretty rough. But I think he's actually going to use it to snipe my Aldon the Brave, which does stink, but it's not terrible. It could be a lot worse, and his Shadow Knight is very short-lived. Only has 1 turn left. Gets 1 attack off. I'm definitely, you know, dodging bullets, kind of trying desperately to stay afloat here. It's definitely not my best game ever, but it is working somewhat. I don't think I've learned how to maximize the potential of each card yet. I should have gotten my Wrath of the Forest down earlier, but the thing is that I just had so many other cards that I had to play. I need to get that down next turn, if at all possible, so that when my Armored Sandworm does eventually die, I start getting those cards. Plus, it will give my Victor Heartstriker that bonus armor. Alright, so we're going to see a Lightning Strike go down. And he is, yeah, it looks like he's just going for the kill as quickly as possible. Which, like I said, not at all surprising. He uses his Death Mage Thaddeus to snipe my Aldon the Brave out. And using Shadow Knight to attack me directly. Again, not surprising. The thing is that he has full health and I am down to only 10. And that is the brutal part, but hopefully now I can start making a counterattack. So once again, I am foregoing putting down my Wrath of the Forest, but it is kind of a necessity to not do that. And what I need to do is weaken his attack force. So I'm putting his Death Mage down to 1 health, easily snipeable. And his Shadow Knight will die at the start of his next turn. There it goes. Dead Shadow Knight. Easy pickings. And now it's just 1 weakened Death Mage Thaddeus against my 2 monsters, which are at full health. Now he'll probably use Death Mage to, I'm guessing, snipe my Victor Heartstriker down a little. But we'll see. I'm not sure. This guy has had a really interesting gameplay where he just is ditching me. Alright, so we see Sapphire Armor go up. I actually don't know what that does, but I'm going to take a look. He should end his turn now. It did cost 6, so my bet is that that's going to be a pretty nasty armor ability. Let's take a look. When a hero or ally attacks your hero, that hero or ally is frozen until the end of its controller's next turn. That is absolutely disgusting. That is going to be really, really rough. Okay, so what I need to do first is kill that Death Mage Thaddeus, and I am going to use Aldon the Brave to do it. So we're just going to attack that Death Mage, and attack with Armored Sandworm. Now this is going to freeze Majaya, or freeze my Armored Sandworm, unfortunately, but he only does have 3 of that, so a couple more, and it will do it. And what I need to do is attack in waves. He should kill probably my Dirk Saber this turn with his snipe, just to get rid of him. Wouldn't surprise me one bit. And that's going to make it harder for me to cycle through this Sapphire Armor ability. So we'll see. But the thing that is going to be really important is making sure that I don't attack with, you know, all the monsters and make them all frozen. Victor Heartstriker's ability is coming up here, so I will be able to use that if he plays anything. He does destroy my Dirk Saber, and that allows me to draw a Flaming Arrow. And he does chuck a Fireball down. He is doing everything he can. I bet you he will use it on my Victor for sure. Yep, I'm down to only 4 health. He gets another Fireball, and it is game over. So, you know, like I said, not surprising that I've taken such a beating. There it is. There's Supernova. I do lose. Not at all surprising. So, honestly, I didn't do as bad as I thought I was going to do that game. Okay. So, let's see how bad my rating took a hit. I was at like 250 before this. I must have been higher than that. So I'm at 255, and that's the other thing, is that this is a brand new deck, and I'm fighting against, you know, pretty high-ranked players. So, there you saw my deck build in the Maiden Voyage. I am probably just going to jump right into another game, but I will see you guys in the next game.